it starts getting the dish up because when it's lying there. Here, just still. That's nowadays, so you see it has changed a bit, but here it's still the same, but a lot of steel always in it.
How's you living?
That's the roof of the company.
Oh, okay.
So it makes it sometimes quite easy.
Yeah.
So it was just in May this year. I've had some students with us during the weekend.
The problem is the feeding system. Remember that the focal diffraction pattern is 16 lambda high. Imagine something like that on 432. Also on 432 I cannot imagine the QRM that would be for only a 1 hour operation. No, it's quite impossible to get a perfect and good illumination of Nancy radio telescope at frequencies below 1 GHz.
Lunchtime, and we'll continue at 1 o'clock exactly with F1 EHN. Then we have to speed it up. Thank you.
This system is to handle all the aerial and tracking problems. It will go through the positioning of the aerial, of the calculations of different celestial sources or whatever, sun, moon. Of course, the moon is of main interest to us today. For our optical encoders, your potentiometers, and that is the last part going to handle with those of your units.
It's almost not necessary because you can look in from up and from down.
It will not work with less than 3000 volts.
It will work.
It will.
I couldn't only test it with 2.2 kilovolts. But the problem is you want to have power.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you exactly at the moment. Maybe 400-500 watts or something like this. It's okay with 2.2 kilovolt or 2 kilovolt.
Here we've got the G3WD GG4K GC 10 GHz EME transverter feeding the G3WDG noise amplifier, which is a 2 MHz bandwidth amplifier, 144 to 146 block amplifier, feeding a diode detector and op amp, so that this meter goes from 0 to 1 is about 2 dBs of change of noise, which is about the level of moon noise that we get. So pointing at the sky, we've got a low reading of noise, and as we bring it down to the ground, then we have a good amount of ground noise increase. And if we hold the horns absolutely steady, you'll notice the meter reading fluctuates very little because of the wide bandwidth of the noise. That's compared to an audio detector, then this meter is very steady and allows you to really get the antenna fully optimized on the moon. I think the wobbling is your hand.
Yeah, but put it down. Steady.
So that's the system we use for tracking the moon on 3 SEMs. It's very simple and seems to work quite well.
Hallå.
År efter år och vackert.
Okay. We're in the picture.
Auto direkt machen?
Ja, auf die
manuell.
Ja, auch manuell. Also du hast, wir können auf den
Dann probieren wir an wen zu stören. Ich mache die große Antenne für die Karte. Das ist ein Professor. Ja, ich habe nicht mehr
mal, wie wir sowas holen. Ne?
Das von den Vorfall sehr simpel und da steigen
I can cut the coax in half. I'm very close, very close. So I'll do that one of these days. I just wonder if I may try to get back on the air before October.
This year?
Before the test on the big antenna.
Så att få hyggligt lite starkare signaler som bra lekland blir ju så sjökopiga. Det vill säga, Europa ser att det 4 stationer.
Range transmitter somewhere else on masts. So you can try to push optimize for best possible anti-duration. And having done that, you can start to fit with the phase setting, and it doesn't normally throw you totally out of whack, it just improves it. So it's almost like a least square fitting procedure where you can start by using first one, then the other. Yes. And from a purely academic point of view, regarding that comment of yours that you often have observed signals being more or less depolarized, it is possible. So the ionosphere is sufficient to actually split the plane polarized well.
We used to 308 on 70 centimeters. You have to do something for the neutralization. But that is not our problem. If the cathode area is heated up, it emits more electrons, and the gain is a little bit coming up. And it gives some effects also in the resonance point, a little bit moving. It is not too much, but a little bit. And you can much improve that effect by heating up the tube during reception sequences.
And you're saying take it from a 5 up to 6 volts.
Yes. You keep the cathode area much more warm.
Ganz langsam. Right or left? Ja, man pausar sig vänster nu. Nu är det klart, ja.
Here it is.
Le monsieur disait qu'il y a une cinquantaine qui donne du gars qui est très gros. Hein? C'est sympathique, l'endroit, c'est ici de long. Il faut croire, à mon avis, c'est bon. Il y a vraiment carrément du vol. Là, on a carrément du blé. Là, on a vraiment carrément du blé. But it's possible to improve. But this for the
Then you will go and break it. En drake för fan, du vet.
Ja, det har jag i och för sig. Men dock inte för...
How about power-wise? I have done some work for 1296 with Reading.
I think I will try that now. Maybe a possible try. So I like the subharmonic mixes.
That's true.
The normal reverb will say. Do compressed FFTs of the 512 FFTs an average, right?
Now, realistically, the only danger you have in that is if you were able to get so much power out that you can actually burn this part up. But that's really not the case as long as you've got a good match on the RF output. One of the things that these tubes won't take very well at all is a sudden mismatch. That completely defocuses the beam here, and then we get a.
So with 100 watts and a 0.5 dB noise figure, 50 hertz bandwidth, then the computed echo level there on 10 gigs is something like 19 dBs compared to just basically scraping out of the noise on 23 centimeters. So if we can achieve the power levels and the low noise figures, then 10 gigahertz does indeed look like a very good band for a small dish operation. And we are starting to see some of those things working out. People often ask what is the minimum power that you can hear echoes with on 3 sems. This is the calculated figures based on the VK3UM and all the assumptions I've put in. Put in here again the gain of our 10-foot dish that we believe we have, 1 dB system noise figure, which is maybe slightly optimistic, and the 200 hertz bandwidth, and it's showing that you should be able to hear echoes with 10 watts, and indeed we can regularly hear echoes with 10 watts. Once you've got the echoes and tuned them in and got your brain working, then you can probably turn it down another 3 dBs on that. So we've heard echoes down to 5 watts, but you wouldn't copy anything. What you tend to hear is just the noise levels change as the signal stops. With circular, and just gave up. There wasn't enough signal until they converted to linear, whereupon it was a nice, easy contact. So the circular stations seem to be converting to linear. And it offers simple feeds, a single waveguide run to the feed. You could imagine circular feeds with orthomode transducers and 2 waveguides and that type of complex arrangement. Or you'll be looking at having to mount all the equipment at the feed point because you've got say a 2-probe or hybrid or something. I know that Al War W5LUA has tried those kinds of feeds and disappointed with the losses of them. As I said earlier on, that at least from Europe to US and from Europe to Europe and US to US.
We will have some reindeer to start with, then it will be salmon, and for dessert there will be a cake of local origin, very famous in the local area. And now you can forget about this ticket. Enjoy yourself. Thank you very much.
Le chien de la l'été. Hi, hi. Hans er her. Vent lige med på lommen, indtil det ser så gode ud. Oh my gosh, I got no picture taken. Here he comes again. We've been sitting on a movie camera since we came here.
Yeah, this is got to go, you guys. Yeah.
Oh no, I charge royalties on this. That's it.
It was easy. Rather than saying a ball with the island.
It might even be a ball because we were following one big
It's beautiful, compact, it's like a gem of the they call it the white megawatt beam.
Okay, 1 megawatt. You have 200 dB. 100 dB is how much? 100 dB is how much in factors?
Jeg vet nok, hvem fanden der ødelægger den nu. Det er altså ikke mig. Det er det.
What's this? A TV. TV.
ABC.
It's M6 TV.
It's getting expensive now.
How much is it?
Much more expensive. That's 5. Yes, it is. Yeah.
Start recalculating, please.
The only thing you can say is that we're a little bit more empathy for a fellow human being. Not a lot, a little bit more empathy.
You say what?
Go by boat. And then we finished up in Germany in October. Then we went to East Germany and before the end of the war and the rest of
And now it's catching up.
Vad säger du för någonting nu? Jag lyssnar med ett halvstörande jävligt. Vad är det nu då? Ja, 12 sen.
And it's getting better.
Vad är det för kockar du får? Nej, jag vill inte ha kaffe. I can't finish my legal. I got stuff. Det måste gå och släppa till.
Tomorrow we'll have a discussion after the tour back here at the building. What time is it, Ben?
1 o'clock.
Yeah, about 1 o'clock here. Prior to 1 o'clock or whenever we all gather back. Is that meet with everybody? Anybody object? Didn't think so. Thank you.
There's a lot of confusion regarding the newsletter for those who don't get it. To get the newsletter, you send me envelopes with your address on it. If you can send me funds for postage, I appreciate that. But to me, the most important thing is to get the envelopes and the addresses on it. And then if you don't have funds to cover postage, when you get the funds, send it to me. I trust you, okay? Because if you send me funds without the envelopes, I won't send you the newsletter. But if you send me envelopes with your address on, I will send you the newsletter. I'll trust you, okay? Because time is really the big problem in getting the newsletter out. And I'll try and continue to get that out as much as I can with the help of people like Joe and the rest of the crew. Klaus, etc., are very much appreciated. And thanks to everyone. I've certainly enjoyed this conference. It's been terrific.
Thank you very much, Al. If you like an extra t-shirt, it's for sale in the bar.
Rüdiger, lass die Hand davon, kannst du mitfliegen. Wenn du
Da konnte ich nicht umgekommen. Hat schon zweimal gewonnen diese Woche, aber dieses Wochenende.
From 7 to 18 gig, maybe there's a little bit on 24 gig, and a lot of that for 5 or something like that. Maybe it's enough to really pack all the
Oh, okay. Let me write it down. Ja, winken, Jörg. Winken. See, I've got down for a wake guy.
Ja, if I can.
All right. Yeah.
Meer.
That's
New Zealand. Order. Yes.
I got some here from 5 weeks ago.
Congratulations. Was you making a lot of noise? Yeah, a little bit. We had a very big problem there. It was terrifying.
Han sidder med over. Han sidder mere
Och dessutom vore det intressant att se, och det kommer vi kunna testa.
Tubes the only tubes now are accepted immediately. But at the same time, weakness is that there's a feeling that you educate everybody and support everybody. So you have two things that don't necessarily go together. It's very localized, but if you see from the Vietnam War, some of the best students we have, and even where I work in a space company, and everyone there, the Indians, there's Sikhs, there's Muslims, there's
I could. I mean, if somebody comes in and says they're going to fly into Boston, and they got like, oh, Peter, he did that one. He says, I'm going to this. Nobody's going out to Arkansas, Washington State,
Köp mikroshuvuden, endast 80 kronor.
Have a 65 centimeter list, 3 centimeter. The 15 element fuel. I can tell you a big story about this. Because there's a lot of HF guys around in my area. And I normally get much better signal than they get.
When you turn the bias on, you haven't got this pattern here. But when you discharge your capacitors by switching in the transformer, aha, I see.
You wouldn't see a professional radio astronomer setup with hybrid. Always with some kind of.
Oh, you're talking about this system versus using the... Oh, I wouldn't even think of a hybrid. Look at all those connectors you got out there giving you loss and problems and whatnot. No way.
I advise you now, that was the reason of the conference to meet, to learn something from your wise guys.
Well, I had a lot of arguments about that.
Well, Al, I was talking about it with Al yesterday.
Han är borta, inte va?
Just tune it a bit. By squeezing. That will increase your
So your input is just
we just brought in 2 transmitter kits, you know. So this is very interesting because yes, right. There's nobody at QE from 24 gig from Sweden.
This is the old control room, but of course there's nothing really here now we use. Where we just put some of our old equipment in the rack here to have people to look at.
This one is built 1975. It's for higher frequencies and it's much more modern. The radome, it's fiberglass, and normally it's inflated to keep it more steady from wind. You can hear the noise. It's because the fiberglass is making moving in the wind, and we have fans to keep it a little bit pressurized. To keep it from storms, but now to allow the door to be open, we've released the pressure, and it's 30 meters high, and it's supposedly transparent to 95% or something for the radio waves. The antenna itself, it's aluminium, 20 meters diameter, 20 tons. The subreflector is fiberglass also. The pedestal, the center of the pedestal, is one of the best known positions in Sweden it's because of these experiments the interferometry Lars spoke about, where you must know the exact locations of the telescopes. So the reference position for the Swedish maps are out here, 30 meters outside. Now it's also measured with GPS, and then you can receive really exact positions. Well, a big problem with this antenna is, of course, the enormous weight, and it deforms under its own weight. And we have improved it recently with these with the beams on the back side to make it more rigid. But we also have, well, the result of the deformation is of course it's a loss, it's a power loss, but it's also a pointing problem. We correct. We don't correct the power loss, but we correct the pointing so that we sort of tilt the mirror, and it's automatically done with software. The control is controlled by 5 DC engines, really small ones, and there is a computer, a 68040, a Macintosh processor that runs the pointing.
You say you had trouble with it before, but was it designed using the principle of homologous deformation to start with, or?
Yes, but
still then wasn't
at these high frequencies. The beam size is inversely proportional to the wavelength, and we have really short wavelength.
I hear what you're saying. I think what you're trying to say is that it sounds like some more contests are springing up in Europe, uncoordinated is what you're saying. So this is sort of, I hate to segregate, but it's on this side of the ocean that must coordinate that particular effort into one contest is what you're suggesting, yes?
The best is to make two contests at the same time. Just copy the log and send it.
It is the same. I spoke with Ian G3ACK last night, and he told me the same. He thinks that only one contest should be enough in 1 year. I'm not quite sure. I think the two contests, first in the first 6 months and another one in the second 6 months, would be a nice thing.
It might help keep activity up.
Yeah. From the beginning, ARL contest was twice a year. In the spring and at the fall. There was two contests a year.
It's only 4 weekends, it's not.
Okay, Peter?
I disagree with one contest. I think the REF contest is, first of all, it's got good rules. There's one slight thing about them, it's counting the multipliers on countries only. Right. Because it's not fair for the stateside to count W for one, and you can make some alterations there. But it is in effect also this contest of different band contests, because you got the different band on the different weekend. But I think it's a good point, to try and make this the European contest.
Would you be willing to talk to the Italians, see what, pardon?
Why not?
Okay.
Well, why don't we have a vote so you have some strength? Is the general feeling of the EME community to support the concept of one European contest per year and one ARL contest, where there are two contests a year, one generated by a group in Europe and one handled by the ARL?
Yes.
Yeah. All in favor? Yeah. Anyone against? So now, we got one person against here.
Okay.
Is it necessary to have 2 weekends for each contest? Would it be just 1 weekend for each contest?
No, look at the REF contest, which is separated in different. It's not like the ARRL contest. It's different bands, so you don't have to. If you just operate 432, it's 1 weekend.
Right. And it allows the multi-band stations to those with multi-band capabilities to operate.
On one
Yeah.
band. That's
Right.
why it's completely different.
Okay, Lars?
Yeah, this will contest. You can make as many contests as you want, because it's voluntary basis. If you don't want to be there, you don't have to work them. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, I understand what you mean, but then you're going to end up with some friction. I guess I would say. I mean, it still should be a coordinated effort.
Of course.
Okay.
I think the result here is there's a near unanimous vote to have you go ahead and talk with the Italians, and you can say that from the group.
Yeah. Okay, that brings up another subject. Is that subject complete now? Finished?
Not quite. Is there any proposal for the ARRL to create a QRP section?
That's just what I'm going to bring up.
Can we just finish up one thing, and then we'll go back to Howard's question on this. Is everyone in agreement? Any objection to the change regarding the QRP?
Okay, so that's set. We'll have random up to 30, and then start the scheduling at 30 if needed. I mean, we'll be able to go down. We'll go down that low, and then we'll schedule the special stations somewhere in between. Assign them a frequency.
Nice job.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much. I think there's nothing more to add now, so if you decide to go, do so. we clean the rest here. And I want to thank my SM6 crew, Lars, my wife, and everybody else supported me during these days and before. Thank you very much.